as we're giving it a little bit more time. We would love to know about the most important people in this Zoom room today, and we genuinely believe that's you. So if you're up for some engagement with us this today, we would love for you in the chat to share your name, your professional title, and a very hot topic question. But what is your favorite writing utensil? So if you're up for it, please feel free to share responses to those in the chat.
Lovely, lovely. Bic pencil, nice choice. I have 7.5-year-old twins, and when mechanical pencils started showing up around our house, it was sort of it was an amazing thing. Ooh, iPad pencil, nice. Gel pens, nice, nice. We appreciate your other information too, but for the purposes of recording, we're just going to name those things that are a little less identifiable. Ooh, flare pens, very nice.
Okay, I'll give you some more time on that. I am Candace Robertson, and Brittany and I are a part of the MALXD team. So in my role, I am an assistant director of student experience and outreach for the program. What a lot of that means for you all is that I would be your advisor upon admission to MALXD. In addition to other responsibility areas that I have, my pronouns are she, her, and I have brown curly hair and wear glasses. Liz Boltz is the director of our MALXD program, and she is in the photograph with red hair, and her pronouns are she, her as well.
Hi, everybody. My name is Brittany Dillman, she, her pronouns. I am the director of our graduate certificate programs. And as an MALXD learner, you will earn 3 graduate certificates en route to your master's degree. I have medium brown hair that I'm growing out. And so it looks interestingly different on any day. Plus it's got some curls, so the humidity impacts it as well. And our 4th team member is Heather Williamson, also uses she, her pronouns. Heather is our academic program coordinator, and you will most get to know her via our admissions process because she is our admissions person. And then we'll make sure that all of your stuff behind the scenes gets processed so that you have the smoothest experience possible.
And very importantly, I left out, and we'll loop back to, I am also a Flair pen user and a felt marker. I hold those near and dear in my creative writing and just creation portfolio.
And I am a yellow Ticonderoga pencil all the way.
And we've had some questions come in with your registration, and what we've done is we've included those throughout our presentation. If any new questions come up, or if you want further clarification on anything that we share, please use that chat or the Q&A to ask those throughout, and we will definitely get those answered for you. So first, it's really important for us to situate ourselves in our work for you so that you can best understand us as educators and designers. And for that, it's about acknowledging our privilege and letting you know that we actively work against the implicit bias and oppressive structures that impact our educational institutions and society. We're really humbled to do this critical work required to improve learning experiences and environments for all learners, and to ensure we capture that diversity of perspectives and experiences of all learners. We'll actually be working with a student advisory board of MALXD learners and critical thought partners from the industry. And we also utilize our own knowledge of societal structures and practices in the field to lead in these ways.
The MALXD program provides a critical lens of equity, accessibility, and social justice in human-centered learning and design. MALXD graduates will become leaders in the thoughtful consideration and examination of issues that impact learners as unique individuals and will create well-informed, playful, and powerful learning design solutions. We had a couple questions come in that kind of fit with this, so we wanted to address them here. One question is, how can this program affect educational policy? And the program is really designed to help you be a designer, a creator. And in the process, you're going to read peer-reviewed articles and interact with frameworks and so on and so forth. And we hope that with that knowledge and your creation skills, you are going to be able to be an advocate for change and policy and inclusive, accessible design as a graduate and member of the program. So that's kind of our take on that question. If you ask that question and I'm not answering what you had intended, please drop us a note in the chat or the Q&A if you'd like to be anonymous with that, because there were many answers that could have elicited. And then another question came in about AI. Again, this is my interpretation of the question, but will we learn about AI? And yes, of course. In a design program where educational technologies are going to be a rich part of your experience, you'll learn about AI, you will use AI, you'll critique AI, and your instructors will as well. It's part of our culture now, so we're going to embrace it. And again, if that didn't answer your question, drop us a note. So, getting to know you, our learners, and people we expect to come into this program. So, are we the right fit for you? We hope so. Are you the right fit for us? We hope so. We're expecting people to come from all professional experiences, all levels. We expect people to already have jobs or maybe not. This is an online program, so you'll be learning online. And we expect that your home and social and cultural lives will come with you into this experience and make it richer for all of us. One question came in, can international students take part in this program? Oh, that's a good one. I hadn't seen that. Yes, absolutely. We would love that. One thing that's really important for us to tell you is that because you can take our program fully online, we are not eligible to offer F1 or J1 visas for international students. If you are a student within the US, none of what I just said makes sense, and that's okay. If you are a student for whom those might apply in other circumstances, we are not eligible to offer those.
And this is Candace speaking. So we know that a graduate degree is a significant investment in yourself and in your future. So we like to be really transparent about what the cost of tuition is. In the College of Education, the online master's tuition rate is $933 USD per credit hour. So we have a 30 credit hour program. So that is a total of $27,990 in tuition. On this page are two buttons. The first button is curated funding opportunities, because one of the questions we were asked, of course, is, and it's a great question to ask, and we want to support you in asking and receiving this, is, are there scholarship or fellowship or funding opportunities available? And there are. And so we've curated those funding opportunities in this document for you to help kind of make this a little bit more accessible and streamlined for you. And then the second button is an employer information sheet. And that's if your employer may participate in any potential tuition reimbursement as a benefit, that is a kind of guide sheet to give them more information about the program. If you find any opportunities that are not listed in anything we've shared, or your employer needs something different, reach out to us, because we want to support you in those efforts. A lot of the times we are the recommenders on scholarships or fellowships for our learners. So feel free. You'll also get to know us very well and be able to write our names down for those. And something that we are really excited about sharing too is that with our first cohort of learners, we've been able to provide funding that we have a Learner Insight Fellowship, which is highlighted in that curated funding opportunities document. So the first 25 admitted learners who apply for the Learner Insight Fellowship will receive a $1,000 fellowship. And that's in partnership with us for us to collect some feedback on how your experience is going so that we can kind of be partners in design and value that relationship as well. All right. So the MALXD program is made up of 10 online asynchronous courses. Within those 10 courses, you'll earn 3 stackable graduate certificates and your MALXD degree. A question that came in is it possible to work full-time while engaging with the program? What might this be like for a working teacher, for example? Yes, courses are designed with working professionals in mind. We expect that most, if not all of our learners are going to be working full-time in addition to their graduate career and all of those other factors of their identity that Brittany shared earlier. A 3-credit master's course at MSU is expected to take 9 hours per week of engagement. You'll be enrolled in 2 master's courses per semester. And so you can plan to or expect on taking about 18 hours per week per over the course of the semester for your courses. Another question that came in is any credit given for teaching experience? And that is a great question as well. We don't know of any policies at MSU that actually support that practice, unfortunately.
Candace, can you take another question related to that?
I sure can.
Can credits from the MSU student teaching internship be applied to the program?
Great question. If you are current or were a TE intern at MSU, you have graduate credits that you can transfer into master's degree programs. MALXD, because of the structure of the program, does not allow transfer credits. However, I would ask you to reach out to me for advising one-on-one because what we can do is actually look at what your career trajectory might be and look at an MAET degree where those credits do transfer into and position you to earn a learning experience design graduate certificate as a part of your MAET. So kind of getting the best of all of the worlds. So MALXD does not accept them, but there are pathways to leveraging some of these MALXD experiences for potential career outcomes.
And this is Brittany. I would add MAET stands for Master of Arts
Great.
in Educational Technology. And that is another master's program that Candace and I and Heather and Liz oversee. And they will have a lot of similar instructors, courses, and content. So Candace knows all the ins and outs of advising, and she will help you figure out what works for you.
Yes,
Because we
absolutely.
know you worked hard for those credits and paid for them.
Yes. And then what these graduate certificates and your courses kind of shape up to be is we have a graduate certificate in learning sciences, a graduate certificate in learning design, a graduate certificate in learning design leadership. And throughout these courses, you'll be preparing for that final course, your capstone seminar. And you'll be doing that by creating a website that is your portfolio, that in the end game of the capstone seminar, you'll be reflecting on your experience in MALXD, your learning outcomes, and your competencies, and showcasing those for who you are as a design leader. One question that came up is, can I enroll in one course as a lifelong learner with maybe some very specific interest? And the answer to that is yes, absolutely. If you're already a lifelong learner, you can go ahead and enroll when those courses are available. And then if you are not a lifelong learner, that's a separate application than what everybody else might be considering. You would just use the general MSU lifelong learner application. And then how this kind of maps out to be your course sequence
Candace, yep, there, okay.
yep, thank you, is each semester, starting fall 2024, you'll take 2 courses. And there's a table on the screen that has the semester listings, the courses, and the course numbers are inside of those, and then the credential that's awarded in that semester. So the really important highlights to pull from this are that, yes, every semester you're taking 2 courses. In spring 2025, you'd earn that GC or graduate certificate in learning sciences. In summer 2025, you'd earn your GC in learning design. And in spring 2026, you would earn your GC in learning design leadership, as well as your Master of Arts in learning experience design. The reason why we've intentionally scaffolded the courses in this sequence is to optimize your learning outcomes, as well as we've made sure that you're taking 2 courses per semester so that you're eligible at the full-time status for financial aid if you wish to take advantage of that. On this page is a courses button that will take you to the course descriptions of all of these courses. And then, oh,
I don't think we had any specific questions for
we did
this one.
we did have a question, and I'm seeing that this might have maybe when I was reconfiguring some things. So I'm going to speak to this one. The question in general that came in was, does this experience allow me to create learning experiences for individuals with disabilities? And yes, absolutely. So how we've structured this, one, we believe learning should be accessible to everyone. And so in your experience in MALXD, you are going to experience accessible design as a learner yourself. So you'll be picking up things from your actual learner experience. And then we will transparently reveal at points like, here's why we made these design decisions. And then also, you'll be learning about, of course, the accessibility standards and practices, UDL, intentional design choices that can allow you to situate yourself as a leader in this. And also, we're going to situate you and your learners in that very first semester. And your context is going to be so incredibly important throughout the program. So yes, you will absolutely get layers of support throughout your time in the program. And then very explicitly in CEP 820, which is our teaching students online course. And then in UX 835, which is accessibility and design, you will get very focused information on how to design accessibly, as well as in UX 835, accessibility and design, how to design with individuals with disabilities in mind.
This is Brittany. This isn't necessarily super specific, and we hadn't planned on mentioning this, but the instructor who teaches UX 835 just received a university level award for her amazing teaching and learning. So we're just excited to say that in addition to this amazing course that you'll get to take, you're taking it with this phenomenal educator who has been well awarded recently.
Mm-hmm. And that is in partnership with the Master of Science in User Experience on campus, that course.
So this is Brittany again, in a little playful cartoonish sort of way, we want to illustrate some of the highlights of the experience that we are planning for you as an MALXD learner. But before I take you through this cartoon, if there's any other questions, please let us know. I just looked down and realized that somebody fairly recently came in. We'll get you the link to these slides momentarily. So throughout your MALXD experience, you are going to apply theories directly to your work and your future. And all of this is going to get culminated in a capstone portfolio at the end. And this is going to involve anti-racist, accessible learning. Candace just spoke to that a little bit. So you're going to start with connecting with a dynamic community upon admissions. The folks who have already come into the program as applicants are just a great bunch. And you are going to have the unique needs and perspectives met and understood. Then you are going to experience inclusive, anti-racist, and accessible learning. You are going to spark ideas through creative and playful pedagogies. Then you're going to earn graduate certificates as key milestones. You are going to critically evaluate frameworks, theories, and technologies. You're going to design relevant artifacts. You're going to iterate, and you're going to build your portfolio. And then at the end, congratulations to you. You graduate with an MALXD degree. A couple of questions that came in related to this. What is one of the major benefits for this degree compared to a general education master degree? So the MALXD program is a cohort model that is not the same across all the master's programs in the college. It's deeply focused on learning designing learning experiences for adult learners. So there are other programs on the College of Ed at the master's level, and we want to make sure that you end up in the right program. Perhaps it's us, and we'd love it if that were the case, but it's more important for us that you make sure that you end up where you need to be. We have programs that talk about adult learning. We have programs that use different components in our courses. The MAET program is similar, but this is unique kind of for those three reasons. So as we're describing things, if you're feeling like, hey, this is a really good fit, that's great. If you're feeling like, hey, this is not for me, that's good information. And we certainly would not want to force you into anything that does not feel like it is a good fit for you. Then what's going to happen at the end of this experience for you? Well, we are hopeful that you are going to be able to transition into a job that works really well for you. Candace, are you able to advance? Perfect. There were some Zoom updates and some of the share screen is weird. Okay, I see a question. I want to get to that in just a moment because I need a minute to think on that. Candace, are you able to read that question?
Yes, I will read it while you're
Okay. So we are very hopeful that on completion of this program, you are going to be very well positioned to do the type of learning design work that is a good fit for you personally and professionally. Some of the types of job titles that you might get are an instructional designer or a learning experience designer, a learning development manager, a director of education, a director of e-learning. So anything that has that sort of learning and design and leadership, we are going to do our best to position you to be really successful to get. There are some questions related to that, and then we'll loop back to the question in the chat. What is the market currently for learning experience design? The market is good. I think COVID was not good, but helped reveal different ways of teaching and learning that have created positions that need highly educated people in. And we are confident that these courses and experiences are going to lead you for that. Another question came in, is there a need for this degree in the academic workforce? Absolutely, we think so. We know that the number of these types of postings have increased massively, and we know that people doing these jobs currently don't always have the type of education that you're going to get from the MALXD program to do that work. So we believe that this work is always going to be there. There are always going to need to be learning experiences designed that may look different in 5 years or 10 years, but we hope that we are going to position you to be able to be and get positions that are a good fit for you.
So I will loop back to the question in the chat, which is, you mentioned policy in the beginning. So if I want to be an education policy creator and perform an analysis of policy, do you think this program is a good fit for me? And I would say to examine some options. I think there are better fits for educational policy, like MSU, the College of Education actually has a doctoral program in educational policy. And so I think that might be really worth some time spent to make sure that you are going to invest in the right thing to get you to that position. I would also recommend, if there are any positions that you see available that you're interested in, to look at what the degree requirements are for those types of positions. And I can absolutely chat you the link to that program too.
I am grabbing that right now.
All right, thanks. All right, so the applications for MALXD are due June 1st, 2024. As a part of the application process, you need to provide the name of 3 professional references, and they'll write letters of recommendation on your behalf. You'll provide a personal statement, which is a response to 3 questions. And this is my moment to say, make sure you respond to the 3 questions and don't make it make it bigger or harder on yourself than responding to the 3 questions. We really want to get to know you, as well of course, evaluating writing is a part of that. But as your application is being reviewed, like Brittany has expressed, like we've expressed so many times, we want to make sure we're the right fit for you. We absolutely are an inclusive community, and we are always looking for opportunities to welcome students. But we want to make sure that we're going to be the best fit for you, really. So think about it as a mutually beneficial evaluation point. So please just go ahead and answer those questions, and that it provides a lot of wonderful information for us to make sure that we're going to be able to help you meet your goals. Then there's a university application, and you'll upload your CV and resume, and then you'll provide official transcripts. And so you'll need to provide the transcript request, and you'll have to make sure that those are being sent directly to us because they need to be official. They need to come directly to us for MSU to accept those. Those should be from any degree granting institutions that you've attended. On this page are 2 buttons, and a link to our apply page with all of the information, and also a checklist if you're a person who enjoys crossing things off with that favorite writing utensil as much as we do, or with your strike through. Oh, we love a good crossing things off of a list. But there's also a checklist to help you kind of make these steps of the application process a little bit more easy to approach than looking at all of the full package together. For participating, you'll receive an application fee waiver. So you'll submit your application and automatically it should be applied. If you have any issues with that, you can email us and we will absolutely make sure that that gets taken care of for you. A question that came in is, would I need to start the program in the fall or could I start in the spring semester? The MALXD is a cohort-based program like Brittany was mentioning. So it starts in the fall semester. We know that students will have an individual needs and scheduling once things begin, but the program is designed to begin in the fall.
Can I just point out how that slide has the checklist where we talk about the checklist and the beauty of the checklist? I just realized that for the first time. So
it's like maybe intentionally that was done.
Right. And if you're not a checklist person, please don't take
No
our love of
judgment.
checklists as it is not an exclusive love. It is, we are inclusive people.
Yeah. I wildly create and I have a very messy desk. So just know those things about me. So if you have any questions, like we mentioned, you can go ahead and reach out to us at malxdegree@msu.edu. There's also a button on the screen where you can schedule a one-to-one advising meeting with me to talk about what this actually might look like and plan for you, or get more details. We also invite you to participate in our spring sprint series that we're hosting May 2nd and May 3rd, all on Zoom. And we absolutely invite you to invite a friend or a colleague or both if you're lucky enough to call your colleagues your friends as well. We're hosting some sessions that are based on if you attended our Wednesday workshop sessions, but this is during maybe more of the workday for folks, which might be more accessible and for some. And so we have a session on social justice and learning experience design, accessibility and learning experience design. Our AI and learning experience design session just sold out, so there are no more seats available. You can, though, request a recording, and then creativity and learning experience design. And on this screen is a button to go ahead and get registered. We are going to stay here for a bit, but I'm going to stop recording now, and so that Brittany and I can be present with you and chat with you if you have any more questions. And then Brittany's going to add something.
I am. Candace mentioned that we're hoping that people might be available for these sessions during the workday. We ran these series in the evenings. If you are interested and can't make them, you are still welcome to register to get the recording.